Hello there, Laurel Beard here today. I'm going to be showing you how to make a card, and I'm using some Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. That's what they're called. Do some very quick and easy coloring with these markers, and I wanted to show you how I made that card right there on the right. So I'm using this Zen Bouquet stamp set from the Honeybee Stamps. And then I'm using Lovely by The Essentials by Ellen, designed by my friend Julie Ebersole. So I've grabbed my mini Misty here, and I am mounting the Zen Bouquet, the large image there, right onto my Misty. I was grabbing the sentiments. I wanted to see how much room I needed to leave over there on the left-hand side. This is some VersaFine Onyx. No, it's not Onyx. Ignore that. It's VersaFine Toffee. I just love the name Toffee. I don't like toffee, but I like the name Toffee. And I like this color. So I inked it up with that pigment ink. And thank God I used the Misty because I did not get a good impression. So I'm going to go ahead and ink it up a second time and then press down very firmly. And hopefully that'll do it. And then I'm going to sprinkle on some clear embossing powder and heat set here. Because it's a pigment ink, any pigment inks or any inks that stay wet for a short amount of time, typically you can sprinkle on some embossing powder and heat set. So I love that about the pigment inks. You're able to get beautiful colors, but you're also able to heat emboss those colors as well. So I want to point out my manicure. I never paint my nails ever, but my mom was visiting at the time, and she took me for manicures, and I got this gel color put on my nails. And today I'm at day 6 of this little French gel color manicure action going on. So those are my real nails, but they put this thing, they dried in like 3 minutes. It was unbelievable. And it's still lasting. I'm pausing and looking down at my nails right now. I might have a slight chip, but I really have to look hard to see that. I also got black ink all over my pretty white tips when I was crafting. So I had to carefully take some fingernail polish remover and try to remove some of that black ink. So right then and there, I stopped and went on Amazon and I got me some latex gloves because if I'm going to have this manicure, I'm not going to ruin it. You know, I never paint my nails, but if the gel color lasts 1 to 2 weeks as they say it does, then I might consider getting a manicure. Anywho, I took the sentiment from the Lovely stamp set, put it on my Misty, stamped it with the Onyx black pigment ink, and then heat set that with the clear embossing powder. I did all that while I was rambling on and on about my nails, for crying out loud. So now we're ready to use the zigs. So I am using Bristol paper. This is the only paper I use when I use the zigs. It is solely reserved for zig coloring only. I don't use it for anything else. I have my stash. It actually is labeled with a sticky note that says zig coloring only. Because I have found this is the only paper that really moves the colors very well. I've tried it with other papers and it stunkety stunk. It just did not blend. So I'm scribbling on. That looks like one big hot mess, but I'm going to spray it with some Perfect Pearls water. This is water with that Perfect Pearls pigment powder in it, all mixed together, and I just squirted the wazoo out of it after I just randomly scribbled the color all over the image there. I am moving the paper around. I want drip marks. I want to make sure that I get some of that color over the sentiment over there to the left. So I'm using the paper and just moving it around, and at the same time I'm using my heat tool to push the water where I want it to be. I'll grab a paintbrush from time to time, you'll see, and I'm just going to keep messing around while I'm drying until I make sure that I get everywhere where I want color to be. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to do a little mushing here. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And then you get this beautiful, beautiful shine by adding the Perfect Pearls. Look at that. Look it. Isn't that pretty? So that was just adding that Perfect Pearls water to the zig coloring there. Now you don't have to do that. You can use regular water and it would blend just the same. You just wouldn't get that shine. Now I took another zig marker and scribbled it onto my craft sheet, and I just added a little bit of color direct to the image there just to get a little bit more shading in some of those petals there from that Zen Bouquet. I've got some Nina Desert Storm cardstock there. Since I did a whole heap ton of watercoloring and heat embossing, I'm going to use this super sturdy score tape here. And I'm peeling the backing up with these tweezers. I don't know how my friend Julie uses tweezers so effortlessly. I struggled because I was trying not to mess up my nails by trying to peel up the backing paper. Anyway, so having nails for me is coming at a cost. I also have to put on gloves every time I clean my dishes. Maybe I just shouldn't clean the dishes. Anywho, So I adhered that down to that Nina Desert Storm cardstock, and I'm going to round the corners here. And then I'm going to take a black zig marker and I'm going to flick on just a little bit of black. I felt like it needed a little bit of black somewhere in there since I stamped that sentiment in black. But this is going to dry very subtle. It's going to lighten as it dries. So it's not going to be super, black dots. It kind of, you can see it kind of faded out here. So here's a look at the finished card here that I made in the video. This is another card I made doing the same process. I just added some coloring on the outside of the bouquet as well, and I didn't add any water dots, but I did do perfect pearl water as well, so you can see the shine here. The shine from the perfect pearls, from the heat embossing. It's really quite pretty in real life. So thank you so much for joining me today and listening to me ramble about my manicure. It'll be funny to see in a month's time if I'm still going to have a manicure. Because my goal is to get it done every 2 weeks, but going for however many years I am old, and I'm not going to tell you, of having no fingernail polish on my nails because it chips 25 seconds after I leave the salon. We'll see how that works out. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for joining me.